things I'd like to touch on. Give you a front view of the stance. So we're in our natural stance, and so when I turn, I'm going to shift my body weight onto the side that I'm turning to. So if I'm going to, I'll give you the mirror opposite. If I'm going to my right, I'll shift my weight to my right, and then let my left toe turn in to 45 degrees. Then when I sit back, I'm going to pick up the right foot and point the toe, and my heels will be in the same straight line for light leg stance. Just the legs right now, we're not going to worry about the hands. So again, to give you a complete side view, if this is my right side, I'm going to sit to my right, I'm going to turn my left toe in 45 degrees, and that places my back foot, just like we do for arcing in 4 directions and a couple other moves. That diagonal foot placement gives us good joint movement, good alignment in the body, and so that's also going to give me good balance. So that left toe turns into 45 degrees, then I'm going to rock back onto my left foot, and then I'm just going to pick up my right foot and let the hip turn and the toe point. So right now my ankles are in the same straight line, so I'm going to step with length straight out from my ankle, and then a little bit of width. That way I'm not just on the balance beam, right? If I just do length, that's good for lunging bow and arrow like we do for arcing in 4 directions. We go in that same straight line, but because of the way we're going to hold our body in this next move, I want to go length onto the heel and a little bit of width, and what I'm going to end up with is my ankles are going to be hip width apart. So if I pull my front foot back and then realign my foot, toes parallel, I'm basically in a natural stance. And in Tai Chi and in Kung Fu, we call that a mountain climbing bow, or a bow and arrow that is, again, not the lunging bow and arrow, or straight ahead, heels in the same straight line. That's good for length, good for range, but I want to go length and a little bit of width. So now I have stability to the sides, as well as this powerful front and back moving stance. And then in the, earlier I mentioned turning the toe in, the front toe in about 45 degrees. And so that's going to kind of pinch the knee in a little bit, or point it in a little bit. I'm going to keep my knee in line with my foot and my ankle. And so what this is going to do for me, I could do it, this move with leaving my toe straight ahead. That's just fine. So I could do that. And that offers me balance to the sides because my feet have a little bit of width, but mostly I'm dealing with length. This forward bend and this back leg straightening up. But because I'm leading my head past my knee, so I can get that straight line across my back to my leg, I can gain better stability and again that spiraling energy to the body by turning the toe in. And now that same zigzag in the leg now also has a slight inward angle, and so that's going to give it some spiraling energy, and it's going to give you a little bit more support. So test it out, play it out. If you feel better with your toe straight ahead, that's how it's mostly taught, but for my personal practice, I turn the toe in, and then again I want to straighten out my back. I'm going to lean my head, so I have the straight line across my back, and then my toes turn in a little bit, and that gives me a little bit more support to my center. So I just want to give you a little bit of, a different view on the legs for that. And then, then we push back, create our frame, bend the forward knee, and then when we release, we readjust the face of front, lift chi up, pour chi down. So same thing on the other side. If I'm going to my left, I'm going to sit to my left, right toe turns in on the heel, then I sit back and point the toe, match up the back of my hands. Wind up the hands, wind up the chi, pulling to the chamber, palms begin facing up, and then I'm going to step with length and a little bit of width, and turn the palms down. I'm going to point my toe in a little bit, and as I thrust, this time on my left side, once again my left wrist crosses on top, I'm going to straighten up that back leg. That's going to tilt my body forward. My head goes past my knee, but I'm going to look down at the cross of my wrist to straighten up my neck. So I've got nice support in my body. And again, if you prefer, you can keep the front toe pointed straight ahead. Feet are about hip width apart. Then opening up, I'm going to uncross the wrists, elbows go out, and I'm going to open up the fingers and the thumbs, palms nice and wide. I'm going to push away from my front leg, bring my weight even, raise up my arms, my frame, keep my shoulders relaxed. I don't want to bring my shoulders towards my ears. I want to keep my shoulders down, nice and round and open so I don't pinch the nerves in my neck or my blood flow. Bend the forward knee, measure the sky, look up. Really opening up the chest and getting a stretch in the back. Bend at the waist. As I bend at the waist, my palms begin to rotate, palms facing up. My elbows drop, my arms come down. This time my wrists cross with the palms facing up. Then I bend the back leg, heel turns in. Hands move towards the knees, back foot catches up. Lift chi up. And pour chi down. Okay. Enjoy your practice.